Hey guys, this is Mr. De Vicente, and this is your data conference worksheet. So we're going to go over some of your scores and in your testing, so you understand where you are at this point as you finish up your years here in middle school and move on to high school. Okay, so you guys are in English 3D or Read 180 with Mr. Rawlings. And so what we're going to do is look at your test scores for your LPAC, which is your English Language Development Test, and also your SBAC scores, which is the federal test that everybody takes here in the United States. And then we're also going to look at each individual score of how well you're speaking, listening, reading, and writing in English. This is important to you because you guys are EL students and you guys are what's called an LTEL now. And as you move on into high school, you have not been able to show proficiency in English. This does not mean that you do not understand English. A long-term English learner, according to the state of California, is a student who has been in U.S. schools for more than 6 years, and you have been unable to show proficiency on testing. And that could be for a lot of reasons. Some of the reasons that the government says you are unable to because you go in and out of schools, you have very little support at home, or you are distracted at school by things such as technology, cell phones, typical teenage behavior that affects kids, that prevent kids from showing proficiency on tests. So there's entire reports based on this of why you're unable to show proficiency, but only you know what is holding you back. And so what we've been trying to do here is try to get you to reclassify so you are able to be on the path towards A through G requirements in high school, which you see here. If you're able to do that, then you will be able to be college entry ready after you finish high school. This is your scheduled for ninth grade. If you reclassify before you leave here in June, you will have this type of schedules that says that you'll be ready for a 4-year university. That's like a UCR or Cal State San Bernardino after you finish high school. If you do not reclassify within the next 4 months, you will be continuing to high school as an LTEL. You will still be on schedule for high school graduation, but if you wish to go to college, you will have to start at the community college level. And that's because you will be in academic English levels 1 through 3 for 2 years of your high school, maybe even 3 years of high school, which will put you behind schedule in meeting the A through G requirements here needed for college entry. So this is not something that you need to feel bad about. If you do graduate high school, and you're able to reclassify by 12th grade, you'll earn the seal of biliteracy, which means that you are able to speak in English and Spanish, and which is looked on highly by employers who wish to give you a job when you finish high school. Now, most of you will say that, high school is such a long time from now, Mr. De Vicente, but it will be upon you very, very shortly. So your next LPAC test is on the 28th of February. Between now and then, we have about 5 to 6 days of non-instructional time. So that puts you at about 19 days to prepare for this test. This test is the most important test that you need to have passed so you can be even considered for reclassification. You need to score a level 4 on this LPAC and then have somewhere around a level 2 on the SBAC or a Lexile reading score of 900 or higher. Some of these scores will vary depending on where you land in these test scores, but what you must have is a level 4 on the LPAC, which is in 19 days. And then I need to have parent approval from your parent, and then teacher approval from your teachers that say you are able to read, write, listen, and speak in English proficiently. And so what you're going to do now is get your scores, and you're going to go to each corner of the room, and you're going to fill out this reclassification data form to show that you understand where you are. It tells you the testing days for LPAC. You're going to note down your LPAC overall score. Remember, this has to be a 4. Your reading score under the LPAC, your writing, listening, and speaking scores, and then your Lexile score. You don't need to worry about the grade level score right now. And then you guys will write down your SBAC overall score. The reason you don't need to write down the grade level is because all of you are in this class because you are 2 to 3 years behind of grade level. So it could be anywhere from 3rd to 5th grade level according to your reading levels. Okay? And what you'll see here is goal, which is the motto for this year according to your parents. Okay, sorry about that. We had to take a pause for the announcements. But the way you fill this out is you go to the corner of the room and you look for your Lexile level here, your overall level for LPAC, your listening level, speaking, reading, and writing levels. Then your SBAC level here, not this number. And you won't be taking down this number either. This number tells you how far you are away from getting to the next proficiency level. So it's very difficult to make sense of these two numbers, so we're going to leave those out for now. But what you need to do on the LPAC is have 3s and 4s in writing, reading, speaking, and listening in order to have an overall 4 here. You can see that 4 students have an overall 4 here. If you look across here, you'll see why they didn't qualify for reclassification, and it's probably because the SBAC score is very low on 1, and the Lexile level score is a 290 here. Then you see here that these level 4s have under a 900 Lexile level score, as well as this one over here, so that prevents them from reclassifying. And also the SBAC level is 1 here, 2 here, and 1 here. So the closest one was this person here, but their Lexile level probably prevented them from reclassifying. If you did reclassify, we will notify you very shortly once I have the letters from your teachers and your parents. But Mr. Rawlings has the reclassification list at the end of this workshop. You can ask him if you are one of the reclassified kids. Alright, so let's get started. You're going to go around the room and take down your scores for each and mark them down here. Make sure you're putting them in the correct spots. And this exercise is just so you understand where you stand as you get ready to move on into high school. Alright, so let's get to it, guys. Let's go.